There's a bomb on the nuke. It's already gone off. What is going on? You're moving with me at super speed. As soon as I stop moving, it's game over. I don't know how much longer I can hold out. Iris,
What?
I don't know what to do. I can't save this.
Are you doing that thing where you're reading my mind? You're reading my mind, aren't you?
Maybe. Yeah, I am. You should call her, Harry.
Jesse's on a different planet, D.A. Cecile Horton.
But this problem isn't gonna just go away.
What if she doesn't come?
You're not gonna know unless you invite her.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Barry doesn't look so hot. Looks like he might need some help from a couple of his speedster friends from different Earths. And I don't know why they didn't include them in this promo, because they were totally in the episode description that Warner Brothers released a couple weeks ago. So maybe this is just for like people who watch TV and have no idea what's going on, just so it's a surprise when they pop up during the episode. Like, oh hey, Barry, Flash fam, don't do this by yourself. Ask for some help. Because it's a Flash family episode, of course there's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is just be a subscriber, leave a comment on the video. What I'm guessing is just based on the way they cut the promo, that this is the first 15, maybe 20 minutes of the episode till Barry just spirals out of control, like he feels like he's going to explode with grief that he can't save everyone before Jesse Quick and Jay Garrick show up. Because of that Harrison Wells Cecile scene at the end of episode 14, call her, reconcile with her. Like Harrison Wells is on the outs with Jesse Quick. She's still on Earth 2 with her Team Flash, just being the Flash of that Earth, doing the exact same thing that Team Flash on Earth 1 is doing, just trying to keep the city safe. The whole reason he showed up at the beginning of the season is because Jesse Quick kicked him off of her Team Flash because he was being such an asshole. So that's like just part of his background arc. It's like a D story. You have your A story, your B story, your C story, and then like all the other minor little plot threads. And I'm designating Harrison Wells' Jesse Quick reconciliation as sort of like a D plot. As far as we know, Jay Garrick went back to Earth 3 at the end of Season 3. He's just been doing normal Flash business there ever since. But no clue who the meta is that's actually setting this bomb off. She sets the bomb off, then Barry tries to defuse it. So it's like he enters Flashtime at the very beginning of the episode. They released this picture here where they're all sitting in the hangar where the bomb is going off, so it looks like Barry grabs each of them at various points to try and use their powers to defuse the bomb before we get to our Flash family stuff. Because like you see Cisco trying to vibe it, it doesn't work, and it looks like he starts to break down too. So what they might be suggesting with some of this, because Barry looks like he's slowly wearing down, like he can only do this for so long before he runs out of energy. But Cisco also looks like he's kind of breaking down too. Like he's not meant to exist in this flash time state at super speed for that long. So maybe normal people or even normal metas who aren't speedsters can't stay in this state for extended periods of time. The thing now is like you go back to episode 10 and Iris is like, how am I in here with you? And Barry's like, I have no idea what's going on. Now it makes more sense why they tease that concept. But there's just so much mythology going on in this episode that they haven't explained yet. That's one of the things the TV show hasn't spent a lot of time doing, is over-explaining the mechanics of the Speed Force. I think that's mostly so they just don't back themselves into a story corner in future seasons if they want to try some cool concept. Because I don't mind things like Speed Force wormhole aliens as long as they're consistent in the way that they treat the Speed Force. You can kind of see him going through his paces here too, like he's trying to work on his speed equations. The thing about Barry though is that he doesn't know as much about the Speed Force as you would think. Like they haven't spent a lot of time studying his abilities. Most of season 1, when you had Harrison Wells, Eobard Thawne around, when they were actually studying Barry's powers, was just to get him to be faster, not to understand the nature of the Speed Force. Like it's an energy source, so you would study it like you would study any other science phenomena. But the only real people that did that in a big way were Tracy from last season, so she'd actually probably be pretty handy in this situation. But I'm assuming that the actress is on another TV show. I know a lot of people ask what happened to her after last season. I'm assuming it's like a Tom Felton situation where they just left the show. I think the writers mostly decided not to continue using the character, or they always intended her to be like a one-off thing. But we just need to assign Speed Force studies to one of the other members of Team Flash at some point in a future season, just a background task, just so we know that somebody is at least thinking about it on a weekly basis. Like, oh, I learned some new things about the Speed Force. This will probably come in handy eventually. Eobard Thawne is actually Professor Zoom because he's a professor of Speed Force studies, which is kind of a funny twist. They haven't really explained that on the TV show. Maybe if we get like a Reverse Flash origin story episode at some point. The really important thing about Jesse Quick in this episode too is that she's also going to guest star on Legends of Tomorrow with Wally West. I believe it's Legends episode 15. It's a Constantine episode. It's called Necromancing the Stone, but the name necromancy implies that they're going to be dealing with things that are dead or things that they're trying to raise from the dead. I'm not really sure why people thought that Jesse Quick might be dying in this episode. I haven't seen any evidence to support that, but I think it's because she winds up dying in the Injustice comics in this relatively similar explosion, and then people who watched Young Justice saw what happened to Wally West on that TV show. That was more of like a cyclone situation where you had 3 versions of the Flash running around a giant explosion to contain it. They've already kind of done that on the Flash, like when they vented that nuclear blast onto Earth 15.
Wait, what if I create a vacuum around him? That way, even if he does explode, at least we contain the blast.
Yes, Alan, yes, that could work. That could contain it. Whatever you're gonna do, though, do it fast. Apollo just went above 8,000 rads.
The way this bomb is crackling, it almost looks like it's got Speed Force energy inside it. Like, you know, the white lightning that Savitar had? It almost looks like that's what's going on. But we don't know what kind of nuclear bomb this is. It just sounds like it's too big for Barry to simply just run around. Like, that's probably one of the first things that he thinks about doing. Maybe I'll run around it like I run around everything. The only other really easy solution that they could use from the comics was during a JLA during the Wally West era, where there was this South Korean town that was going to explode. The bomb went off, and Wally West basically ran 500,000 people out of town before it did. So the bomb went off. I don't think they're going to blow up Central City. So whatever solution Jay Garrick, Jesse Quick, and Barry come up with in the episode, it's not going to involve the bomb blowing up Central City. But remember, we just learned about those pocket dimensions. Maybe, like, the Flashes can open wormholes to throw things into other dimensions, like the Speed Force. Maybe they can phase the bomb into that pocket dimension. But let me know, like, what is your solution for getting rid of this bomb based on the evidence that we've seen so far? The important thing I think to remember is that we're dealing with the Speed Force, and this is very comic booky. So whatever they do to solve the episode, if anything terrible happens to one of the Flashes, gone is never gone. But I'm not totally 100% on anybody actually dying during this episode, because they just did that last season. Like, there was a whole big arc where Jay Garrick had to just chill inside that Speed Force prison. He took one for the team, so it's not like they're going to bench him again after this. Like, I did the whole explainer about how Mark Hamill was going to come back to The Flash and be the trickster this season, but John Wesley Shipp was busy on a play, so he was just going to wait till they could do an episode together. So it just implies that we're going to continue seeing Jay Garrick in future seasons. And we haven't even seen Coffee Shop Girl, so just keep your eyes peeled for her in this last block of episodes. I don't know how many more episodes she's back for, but I know she will be coming back before the end of the season. You may have seen the WonderCon news that dropped this morning. Marvel and DC both announced what shows they're bringing to WonderCon and doing presentations for. There's a Krypton panel where they're going to be dropping a new trailer. There's a Black Lightning panel and a Lucifer panel. There is a Teen Titans Go panel, but I'm pretty sure most of you hate that show, so don't worry about that. The Titans TV show is still in the middle of shooting like its 6th or 7th episode, so I don't think they're going to do any kind of panels or video presentations or anything like that till this summer at Comic-Con after they finish most of their episodes. I'm finishing my Black Lightning episode video for this week. It was actually pretty badass. I'll name the giveaway winner when I post that in a couple hours. There's new Avengers that I'm working on too, so if I finish Black Lightning in time, then Avengers will post tonight. If not, that'll just post Thursday morning, so no worries. While you wait for everything, click here for last night's Flash Easter eggs, and click here for brand new Avengers. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.